Disney's Snow White remake has become the company's worst nightmare. The film has reached a humiliating new low, sealing its place as the worst-rated Disney release of the decade.
Everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, people will wait in line to see.
Did Rachel Zegler just lose everything because of her own mouth? Over 1,200 theaters just canceled Disney's live-action Snow White. And what's happening behind the scenes is even worse.
To keep talking about Snow White, because Disney's Snow White remake, the box office has suffered a 66% drop in the second weekend of showing. So the film's flop could end up costing Disney millions of dollars. We know that the movie is currently one of the lowest IMDb rated movies of all time, receiving a 1.6 out of 10 rating. It's generated $143 million globally to date, which is well short of the $250 million that Disney has spent producing the film, and that doesn't even include the marketing expenses.
It started like a fairy tale. Disney's big-budget Snow White remake was supposed to be Rachel Zegler's golden ticket. But instead of leading to stardom, this film has turned into a public relations nightmare. In the last few weeks, a shocking wave of theater chains, over 1,200 locations across the US and Europe, have quietly pulled the film from their upcoming release schedules. And no, this wasn't just a scheduling issue. It was a calculated, behind-the-scenes decision that's now making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Why? Because of one name, Rachel Zegler. The once rising star, who first made waves in West Side Story, is now being blamed by critics and even former Disney insiders for completely torpedoing her own movie. Her now infamous interviews, where she slammed the original Snow White, mocked the prince, and threw decades of Disney tradition under the bus, have sparked a backlash so intense, it's not just the internet that's furious. It's movie theaters, international distributors, and even some Disney execs.
As a good reporter, I went to check it out myself yesterday here in Shanghai. Now, including myself and my friend, the entire IMAX cinema had just 5 audience members. And that is despite Disney going all out in their promotion of the film here in China. There was even a poster in the elevator at my apartment complex.
But that's not all. Sources close to the situation say that certain cinema chains were actually pressured by their own customers, with thousands of angry comments flooding social media pages and emails demanding the movie be removed. The phrase woke disaster keeps popping up, and it's now directly tied to Rachel's name. For a brand like Disney, that's a massive problem. And get this. Some European markets reportedly canceled the film after internal polling revealed a massive dip in interest after Zegler's interviews aired. Theaters didn't want empty seats, plain and simple. They knew the film would flop, and they're cutting their losses. The worst part? This was supposed to be one of Disney's major holiday tentpoles. The marketing, the merchandise, the global rollout, it was all planned and polished. But one wrong move from the lead actress, and now the whole empire is crumbling.
Move on to lighter news now, and a news that will surprise, well, none of us. Disney's live-action remake of Snow White is officially one of the biggest flops in Hollywood history.
I love what you said about wanting to entertain audiences. Critics saying Disney's too woke, but you're just putting out storytelling.
We are. Look, I don't really like the term woke because I think it's an umbrella term that I'm not 100% sure I even know what it means, and one could argue that sometimes it's used too liberally. That said, our primary purpose is to entertain, and where we can entertain responsibly, obviously we try to do that. We try to have a positive impact on the world, but the first thing we need to do is entertain.
But listen to this. Behind the scenes, things are even messier. There are rumors that Rachel Zegler broke down in a private meeting with Disney PR staff after hearing about the theater cancellations. Apparently, she's now realizing that the backlash isn't going away, and that her Hollywood future might be hanging by a thread. And what happened next would shock everyone.
You know, like, was it a secret project when you auditioned for it?
With all of these Disney things, it's like the Marvel, Star Wars, Disney live actions.
From Snow White, of them all.
Ooh, there's so many good ones. I was so lucky on this set. Every day was such a massive joy.
We didn't even see, but I saw the logo and I went, that's my name. Snow White's up there, and I cried my eyes out.
I don't think I can. It's a good question you ask. I've never been asked that question before.
It's a great question.
And the answer popped in mind because it's probably the only.
Rachel Zegler's casting as Snow White was initially celebrated as a progressive move by Disney. However, her subsequent comments about the original 1937 film ignited a firestorm of controversy. In interviews, Zegler criticized the classic, describing it as extremely dated and expressing discomfort with the storyline, particularly the portrayal of the prince, whom she referred to as someone who literally stalks her. These remarks were met with significant backlash from fans who cherished the original film. Critics accused Zegler of disrespecting a beloved classic and questioned her understanding of the character she was portraying. The controversy intensified when Zegler's comments were perceived as dismissive of traditional storytelling and romantic themes, leading to widespread debates on social media platforms. But that's not all. Zegler's political stances further fueled the controversy. Her outspoken support for Palestine and criticism of former President Donald Trump alienated certain segments of the audience. These political positions, combined with her comments about the original film, painted a picture of an actress at odds with the traditional Disney image, causing discomfort among fans and stakeholders alike. The situation escalated to the point where Disney had to scale back the premiere of the live-action Snow White, opting for a more subdued event without press interviews. This move was seen as an attempt to minimize potential negative publicity stemming from the ongoing controversies. The reason this is happening, it's a combination of factors. A modern reinterpretation of a classic tale, an actress's candid opinions, and a politically charged atmosphere. Together, these elements created a perfect storm that overshadowed the film's release and contributed to its underwhelming performance at the box office.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business.
Yeah. Weird.
I did not like Snow White. The reason why is that the actress that plays Snow White, she acts like a bitch all the time.
Weird.
I don't need your business.
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
I don't need your business. Thanks.
Rachel Zegler's portrayal of Snow White was not only met with criticism for her comments on the original film, but also for her political stances. Her outspoken support for Palestine and criticism of former President Donald Trump voters alienated certain segments of the audience. These political positions, combined with her comments about the original film, painted a picture of an actress at odds with the traditional Disney image, causing discomfort among fans and stakeholders alike. But that's not all. Zegler's social media activity further fueled the controversy. Her posts and interactions online were scrutinized, leading Disney to reportedly manage her social media activity closely and scale back promotional efforts for Snow White. The film's underperformance at the box office, grossing only $200 million globally against a $410 million budget, was attributed in part to the backlash stemming from Zegler's comments and political views. The reason this is happening? It's a combination of factors. A modern reinterpretation of a classic tale, an actress's candid opinions, and a politically charged atmosphere. Together, these elements created a perfect storm that overshadowed the film's release and contributed to its underwhelming performance at the box office. In response to the mounting backlash, Disney took several steps to mitigate the situation. The company scaled back the premiere of the live-action Snow White, opting for a more subdued event without press interviews. This move was seen as an attempt to minimize potential negative publicity stemming from the ongoing controversies. Behind the scenes, Disney reportedly had to manage Zegler's social media activity closely, indicating the company's concern over her public statements. The film's poor performance at the box office, coupled with the controversies surrounding its lead actress, led to internal discussions about the project's direction and the potential impact on Disney's brand image.
I sat through the whole thing. This was really bad. It was extremely leftist on every political dimension: racial politics, sexual politics, class politics, regime politics. Its narrative was cowardly. It was just awful.
But listen to this. Disney's efforts to control the narrative and distance itself from the controversy highlight the challenges the company faces in balancing modern reinterpretations of classic tales with audience expectations. The situation serves as a cautionary tale for studios navigating the complex landscape of contemporary media and public opinion. Despite the controversies, Rachel Zegler has continued to pursue her acting career. She has announced her first film since the box office failure of Snow White, starring alongside Marisa Tomei in the comedy drama She Gets It From Me. The film, inspired by real events, follows Ziegler's character Nikki as she reconnects with her estranged ex-punk rocker mother, Charlotte, played by Tomei. Ziegler's portrayal of Snow White sparked controversy due to her critical comments about the original film and political opinions. However, she described playing Snow White as the honor of a lifetime, indicating her continued passion for acting despite the backlash. The reason this is happening? Ziegler's resilience and commitment to her craft demonstrate her determination to move forward and redefine her career. Her upcoming projects may serve as an opportunity to showcase her versatility and reconnect with audiences. The controversy surrounding Rachel Zegler's portrayal of Snow White and the subsequent backlash highlight the challenges studios face when modernizing classic tales. Balancing contemporary values with traditional narratives is a delicate task, and missteps can lead to significant public and financial repercussions. Zegler's experience serves as a reminder of the importance of thoughtful storytelling and the potential consequences of public statements by actors. As Hollywood continues to revisit and reinterpret beloved stories, studios must navigate the complexities of audience expectations, cultural sensitivities, and the evolving media landscape. In the end, the Snow White controversy underscores the need for careful consideration in casting, storytelling, and marketing strategies to ensure that modern adaptations resonate with audiences while honoring the legacy of the originals.